I'm going to be good to go at 6. All right, good evening, everyone. I'd like to call this May 18th, 2022 meeting of the Auburn School Committee to order. Please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, start with introductions down here to my right, please.
Dan Poisson, Ward 5.
Brian Belknap, Ward 4.
I don't feel like these are on.
Yeah, I don't think they're on.
Give it a second. She probably heard it too.
No.
So at this point, we can say anything we want about the people in the audience, and nobody's going to know.
What breeders?
Yeah.
All set. Can you hear me now?
That was my recess voice. That sounds cool.
There we go.
There we go. All right, we begin this evening with the school committee entering into executive session. So with that, can I entertain a motion to enter into executive session, please? Pursuant to, hold on a second, pursuant to 1 MRSA 4056A for the purpose of the employment of officials, appointees, employees. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Thank you,
Second.
Pam. Thank you, Brian. All those in favor of entering into executive session? We are now in executive session. Members of the school committee, we will be meeting in the conference room out these doors towards the left, right in there, please. All right, members of the audience, we will be back in just a few minutes.
should have brought
I was
a
just like,
box.
on to the next thing, on to the next thing, on to the next
goodness.
thing. You can probably, if you want to just have a seat right in those first rows right there, I'll call you guys up in just a second. All right, while we are resettling, can I entertain a motion to re-enter into regular session, please?
So moved.
Thank you, Brian. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Pam. All those in favor? And I've got enough for a quorum. Motion passes. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, consent agenda. Our consent agenda this evening includes tonight's agenda, the minutes of the May 4th meeting, and the certificated nominations of Wesley Donis, Sarah Chaput, Alicia Clifford, Cassandra Bowen, Sarah Hammond, and Benjamin Wilson. Do I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
I'll take Pat's on here. Questions, comments, debate on that one? Seeing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor? Motion passes. Congratulations to all of you, and congratulations, Mr. Wilson. Ben Wilson is now the appointed principal of Auburn Middle School. All right, I'll open it up to public participation for any item not on the agenda this evening. All right, with that being said, I'll close public participation and moving on to a presentation this evening. We're going to do a recognition of our top 10 EL graduates. Prep them a little bit for what was. And are you in charge of the pictures?
Yes, I am.
Just get a disco light going.
As members of the Auburn School Committee, there are moments that we serve up here that can be quite challenging. However, there can be moments that are just really joyful and filled with celebration. And tonight is one of those moments. Traditionally, as we know, each spring, high schools recognize their top 20 students, and Edward Little High School is proud to participate in that tradition. In addition to the Top 10 Parade, which is streamed live on social media, and I think probably one of the greatest things that came out of COVID adjustments that needed to be made, these students were received recognition that way. They were also recognized at a luncheon, which was to recognize their outstanding efforts. So tonight, the school committee is participating in their recognition by extending an invitation to all of you to join us this evening. So as I call your name, would you please step forward and be recognized? Some of you, I believe, could not make it this evening. So when you hear your name, come on up. Adriana Prentice, honor part number 10. Is she with us this evening? I think so. Paul Dimitri, are you here this evening? Paul? Lucy DeRoche, are you here this evening? Not here this evening. Thank you. Thank you for helping me out with that one. Charlotte Levasseur. Not here. Number 7. Number 6, Weston Hartley. Number 5, Caroline Audette. Number 4, Chantal Sear. Number 3, William Cooper Dunn. I don't know our salutatorian this year, not sure if he's here. Simon Hall, not here this evening. And this year's valedictorian, Natalie Garcia. So, on behalf of the Auburn School Committee, please accept our heartfelt congratulations to all of you. And in order to achieve this status, there were probably times when you questioned whether or not this was worth it. I am absolutely sure you said no to hanging out with your friends sometimes or going to an event that you really wanted to go to because you had a paper to finish, a project to write, or whatever it is you had to do, a test to study for. You had to say no. And you probably questioned whether it was worth it. And I hope, standing up here tonight, that you know it was worth it. Congratulations to you for investing in yourselves and in your future. And to the families that are with us tonight, thank you for your support and helping them to get them up here where they are here tonight. So, top 10 seniors, it is going to be an honor to shake your hand on June 4th when you come across that graduation stage. But from now till then, make a lot of memories, those that will last for a lifetime. Enjoy your last couple weeks, okay? All right, congratulations to all of you, and on behalf of the Auburn School Department, we wish you the best of luck in your future, kiddos. All right, Gabe, you're up. School committee student rep report.
Good job, Paris, good job.
So we're getting to near the end of the year, and a lot of events are happening. AP season already happened. Luckily, I didn't experience that, but I do have finals coming up at the end of the year, which I'm not too excited for. But there are many fun events happening this year among the whole school district, not just Edward Little, so I want to highlight some of them from all the elementary schools, middle schools, and high schools. Right now, Walton is getting their new playground installed this week, which is pretty cool. A past event that happened, grade 5 traveled to the Bethel Mineral Museum, which related to some of their schoolwork that they were doing. For future of Bethel? Yeah, Bethel.
Can you hit the? Yep.
Yeah. How do I? Yeah. Some future events are happening at Walton. Grade K through 2nd will visit the Wildlife Park. Grade 4 will visit Mount Appetite. And June 15th is the 6th grade celebration. I also by Mr. Davis that the 6th graders are having their funds from their field trip allocation to afford their 6th grade celebration this year. East Auburn will be having their 6th grade promotion ceremony June 8th, their field day and their 6th grade step-up day June 14th. And for the last 2 weeks of school, East Auburn will be having a STEM-themed week and an outdoor adventure. Fairview is having a couple of things. May 27th is their family picnic where parents can enjoy lunch outside in the courtyard with their children during their break. June 10th is Carnival Day for 6th graders to celebrate the end of their school year. June 13th is Field Day for K through 6. June 14th is Step Up Day for 6th graders to AMS, and June 15th is the 6th grade promotion. June 14th is the day it's going to pop up a lot because that's the school-wide Step Up Day from elementary school to middle school to high school, so it'll be a recurring event that's happening. Park Avenue, June 1st, the 6th graders will have a field trip to the YMCA camp. June 10th, the WMTW Channel 8 News will report the weather at Park Avenue. Kind of jealous of that. Wish they did that at Walton when I was there. We watch it every morning. June 10th is an all-school family picnic as well. June 13th is their field day. June 14th is step-up day. And June 15th is their 6th grade celebration. Sherwood is having a grade 6 special day. June 14th, again, is step-up day. And June 16th is their 6th grade promotion. Washburn, their playground will be turned into, quote, into a math wonderland where students will see math problems on the tar. That quote was given to me by the principal to use. And this Friday as well, grade 6 is going to go see a Sea Dogs game, I'm assuming for their 6th grade trip. Franklin, a couple things about that. On the 16th, Franklin students will celebrate their academic achievements with a private movie day at the flagship cinema. Students and staff had a great time. They will also be, on May 25th, celebrating their annual senior banquet. At this event, 15 senior Franklin students will be recognized and will be awarded scholarships for their efforts. And June 2nd, Franklin School's annual barbecue will occur. For the middle school, June 10th is the 8th grade dance from 6 to 9 p.m. Sometime next month is Step Up Day, which also happens to be June 14th. I just forgot to update that. And the last week of school is the 8th grade promotion assembly, where students will receive their promotional certificates and T-shirts, and an end of year school-wide cookout, which will be held outdoors for all student and staff. EL is having a lot of things, although it doesn't look as full as all the other ones. A lot of these are still yet to come. So May 16th was prom, and there are pictures on the next slide of it. May 20th is senior trip. I forgot to add this in here, but last Friday, the Arts department went to Six Flags for their senior trip as well. May 26th is the senior banquet. May 27th is senior barbecue that afternoon, and then the Edward Little Outdoor Movie Theater that night. June 4th is graduation, and June 14th is Step Up Day. So a lot of events for Student Leadership Council and just seniors in general. And what I've been waiting for, Prom Pictures. So I had a great time at prom, personally. I've heard a lot of good things about it. We decorated, it was at the Chorus Shrine, and the theme was Old Hollywood, and we just put up some, gold tinsel, gold balloons, clear balloons, kind of went with color theme. And it was a fairly good time. Our class raised a little under 10 grand for our senior trip next year, so I would say it was successful.
Absolutely. We've heard great rumors, or not great rumors, but great feedback. Great rumors, sorry. Great feedback as well from prom. So congratulations to all of you. I know it was a lot of hard work, so thank you. Thank you.
Gabe, I'm curious, how many tickets were sold?
I believe a little over 300 tickets were sold. The event was very crowded, although I wish it was not as hot of a day. It was 90 degrees out
It was.
that afternoon. And the Chorus Shrine is a pretty old building, so there was no central air.
I was excited to hear that little. That when I was in the room, I'm like, the only one room
Right.
I heard was it was way too hot in there, but
But little fans,
Yeah. Yeah.
there was some fans there, so it helped out.
great. Great. All right. Thank you, Gabe. All right. Moving on. Superintendent's report. I don't know if I mentioned Dr. Brown does have an excused absence for this evening. However, she did include a letter that she wrote to the Auburn City Council in regards to 2 capital improvement accounts, one which we have both approved already, and just outlining how those funds will be used. She cited statute in there as well. So our 2 capital improvement funds, one for technology, future purchases of technology, as well as one for the Edward Little High School Capital Reserve Fund for the future upkeep of that building. Any questions regarding her memo? Great. Okay, school committee chairperson's report. The only thing that I would ask this evening is I have received or will be receiving 1 name as an alternate for the ethics panel. So this is last call for a name if you would like to submit a name.
I want to submit a name.
Yes.
Jamessa Drake.
Okay, thank you. So can you list contact information as well? Okay, I'll get a hold of that person. All right, thank you. City council update, Mr. Mayor.
A couple things. First, First was budget Monday night. Just so everybody knows, we obviously brought it to the floor to approve the school budget. There was a motion to amend it to ask for a $300,000 transfer from fund balance into operating balance at the school side. I made a suggestion, and then to do that from the municipal side. I'm not sure if you saw that. That happened. So what we did is we approved the school budget. We failed the motion to amend, then approved the school budget, came into the next item, which is the operation budget for the city. We then appropriated $500,000 from the city fund balance to cover that ask of $300,000 and then some. So overall, that dropped the mill rate. We're a little less than $1 all in. Based upon conservative increases in valuation. We'll know more by July 1 what our true valuation will be, which should drop the mill rate even further. So overall, if you look at our property taxes compared to 2012, for 10 years, normalized for inflation, they have remained unchanged if you normalize for inflation. So I think we're doing a really good job. The numbers keep looking good, so we got to keep increasing the numbers. And we all have to work on significant value growth in the coming year, or else we'll be in a very, very challenging situation next budget. So we already need to be thinking about that. And the best way to do that is to increase value. So the other 2 things, I just want to thank Mrs. Maris for giving me a tour of Park Avenue. It was my first tour of Park Avenue. I got to tell you, those kids are awesome. And I got some emails from some of your staff thinking that the kids thought I was a movie star and famous, and I was kind of flattering. I felt good about that. I will say, though, I haven't been to Washburn or Sherwood Heights or East Auburn yet. And COVID kind of stopped that, but I'd love to go and visit those schools if I can get an invite. And then, obviously, the school committee, I think that'd be great.
Right, hint, hint.
If I get an invite. So I guess I'm worth 12 points. So.
Thank you. Okay, next, moving on, committee reports. We have agendas and minutes. Is there anyone from any of the standing or subcommittees that like to take a moment to report out? Everything else is listed there.
I'll do a curriculum.
Sure.
We talked about a new induction academy for incoming teachers, which the memo is in there. But the idea is to create a new professional development program for new teachers because we're having a lot of turnover, and to especially geared at sort of retention and job satisfaction in addition to actually doing the job. And we did make some requests for some changes to that memo, and so the draft memo is in the minutes, and we'll be looking at that again on June 1st. But I think after that, it's going to come to this committee for a vote. Is that correct? Yes.
I believe.
I think the changes were
It's-
made,
the
so
Oh, they
changes
were
are
it
already
is,
made?
yeah,
Okay.
so it
We're
is.
on here.
I mean, I saw it, but it said
Yeah.
draft, so I wasn't sure if that
Yeah,
meant.
it's on for tonight.
Okay.
Yes, it's on for tonight.
So we had asked for changes, and they were made.
Okay, they must be on there.
But it's exciting. I think it's exciting in terms of one of our goals, which is not only to hire excellent teachers, but to retain them and to have Auburn School Department be a place with a reputation for as being somewhere where people really want to work. That's one of the goals too.
I think it's to have a formalized mentor program is crucial. Absolutely. Okay. Any other committees want to give a short blurb out? Pat, would you like to talk building committee?
I attended the building committee on
Mm-hmm.
May 10, and as you know, I got really excited again, but it seems like it's getting down to real business, like you can really tell that this building is coming to life. The staff, they've appointed a 17-member committee that's going to pick out all the furniture and all that. It's just so incredible to me that I just get so excited. I can't stand it. But also listening to the construction update, I mean, some of these things, you don't think about everything that they're doing over there every single day, but it's just amazing. Concrete block walls going up, exterior sheathing, brick veneer coming on, the roofing continues, the rough-in mechanical, electrical, and plumbing, all of these things that we just take for granted are happening right now. And I just get so excited about it. One of the other things we touched on was the fundraising, and we have secured a donor for the auditorium, which is exciting. And they're working now on developing lists of things that were not covered by the budget or things that were left out when we had to leave things out because of the increased costs. And they're going to be going and asking for donations for specific things, which I think is a really good way to help out. That's it.
Pat, any questions for Pat? Okay. All
I
right.
have one question.
Yeah.
I'm just curious about kind of where we stand on the budget side of the school building, and especially with like the increased cost of materials right now, if we're still within our, I know we have like a 5% overage or whatever that's set
Right.
aside for that, but
That's something that's still, they're running quite positively with that. And I think the only issue that showed up to date, and we don't have any information on it, is the abatements when they take the old building down. So far, what I hear from Mark is that we're on point. Is that correct?
Yes, we're waiting, we have a few more months before the bids come in for the remediation of PCB on the site, and that will give us a better sense of where we sit on the budget. The contingency fund, to date, only less than 3% has been expended, even though we're 28% of the way through construction, but we'll just have to see where the PCBs come in. The general contractor is reporting concerns about significant price escalations for some of their subcontractors, particularly anything pertaining to metal, whether it's sprinkler systems or stainless steel. To date, the position of the Department of Education has been to hold them to their existing contracts. They have to perform their contracts because there are performance bonds tied to that. So that may be a growing issue over time with the project. We'll just have to see how that plays out.
Mark, can I ask you a question? You had referenced before consideration coming from the governor's office that might help with that situation.
The Trade Association for General Contractors, I think, is approaching the governor's office, and we've heard that the Department of Transportation is looking at some accommodations for their contractors for that, but we haven't verified that yet. So we'll just have to see where that plays out politically, I guess, over the coming months. But it is a growing concern just because of the size of some of the increases. There are some materials, for example, that are increasing 50% beyond what the allowance was in the bid process.
Thank
It's a concern.
All right, thank you very much. Any other questions?
Right.
Yeah, I didn't hear you. You have to speak into the mic. Yes. Yes.
Oh, so we've never reported out for DEI, so I figured we'd say something.
Yes,
First of all,
absolutely.
Pam and I are co-chairs of this committee, and we've met a few times, mostly to establish what the mission, what the goals of the committee are, but also we came in with a spirit of we don't have the answers and know what the problems are, but we want to do kind of a listening tour. So we've met with 2 people so far, and first, one of the missions we decided is that we really want to foster a sense of belonging for all members of the school community. That's how we're defining DEI. But also, we met with the ELL coordinator, which is wonderful, and we hope to meet with more of the people who already work in this to learn what they do, what they need, what's already working really well. And then another highlight has been meeting with Bill.
Crowell.
Well,
Yep.
I knew I
City
was gonna
manager.
mess it up. With the city manager, to something I'm really committed to, which is thinking about what's already happening at the city level and realizing that the school doesn't have to solve all problems. It's actually like city level resources that can really address a lot of DEI concerns. And I've found this, having Phil on the committee and just thinking sort of more holistically with the advantages that the mayor's mentioned before, which is we have the advantage of being a school department that coincides with the city, really thinking about what's there, who's there. That has been extremely exciting. So we're looking forward to that. We're going to continue to do that, but we're, I think, not meeting again until August.
All right, great. Thank you very much. Any other committees that'd like to report out? All right, seeing none, let's move on to old business. The first item for old business is a motion to approve the revised COVID safety plan. Do I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Thank you, Pam. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Pam Hart. All right, questions, comments, debate. Pam Albert, I'll ask you the question really quickly. What was revised, just for public?
So, well, there was quite a bit revised. It was shortened dramatically. A lot of things about lunch lines, spacing, things like that were removed, things that just were not applicable anymore. Specifically being changed or updated, I should say, to reflect the current guidance from the Maine CDC, was removing the information about pooled testing, the masking requirement, and contact tracing. So those are the 3 biggest changes.
So those have been removed to reflect current
guidelines.
current guidelines.
Yep.
Okay, great. Any other questions, comments? Brian?
Yeah, is the plan for this document to decommission at the end of the year? Because it's just for school year 21-22. So is the intent that this is like, we're going to update it now, but it's really just kind of, in the next couple of weeks, it's going to be all over, right?
Believe
Or
so.
is it going to be a long living
I
document
believe
forever?
COVID
or
SOP sunset at the end of
is it
this year.
sunset at the end of the year, or at the end of the school year?
School year, I
At the end of the
believe,
school year,
Dr.
right?
Doris?
That's correct.
Yes, from the DOE, they sunset at the end of this school year.
Not the fall, not into the fall, but
This
just
June.
this June, it
This June.
gets sunset. Okay.
Yes, it does. Yeah, any other questions? Pam?
I just wanted to piggyback on what Pam Albert said. We also tried to make it, she did most of the work, but trying to make it more concise and make it easier for parents to read and get to the information quicker. So it's just try to make it more user-friendly.
Great, okay. Sure.
I'm still not entirely clear. It kind of seems moot since the school year is ending really soon. But if a student tests positive at home, the class doesn't get notified. It's only, because it was only if it was pooled testing.
No, they still get notified. Yep.
Okay.
Got an email today.
If the school is notified of a positive case, it doesn't matter how the person was tested, whether it was pooled testing, a doctor's office, or a home test, the notification is still sent out.
Okay. Right. Any other questions? Okay, seeing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor to approve the revised COVID safety plan? Seeing none opposed, motion passes. Thank you. All right, next motion. Can I entertain a motion for the second reading and approval of AUB-BDG, School Attorney Legal Services, please? Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Pat, for your second. Questions, comments, debate on that one? Seeing none, I'll ask for a vote. All those in favor? Motion passes. Thank you. Next one, can I entertain a motion for a second reading and approval of AUB-BE school committee meetings? Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Thank you, Brian. Can I have a second? Thank you, Clarissa. Questions, comments, debate on that one? Seeing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor? Motion passes. Thank you. Next is a motion for a second reading and approval of AUB-BEC executive sessions. Can I entertain a motion, please?
So moved.
Thank you, Brian. Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Pat. Questions, comments, debate on that one? Seeing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor? Thank you. Motion passes. Next one, motion, I'll entertain a motion, second reading and approval of AUB-JLCD, administration of medication to students. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Thank you, Brian. Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Pam. Questions, comments, debate on that one?
I have a comment.
Okay.
In the first sentence of this, it says, "The school committee discourages the administration of medication to students during the school day when other options exist, but recognize that in some instances, it may be necessary for the student to have medication administered to them," blah, blah, blah. Why do we discourage the administration of medication when a doctor has prescribed certain medication for a child to have and that they're supposed to be having it? Why are we discouraging that?
So I think if you read the sentence again, I think it's if it can be provided at home, then it should be done
Is that
at
what that means?
home first, should be the first place, and correct me if I'm wrong, Dr. Doris.
That's
But
correct.
home should be
Okay.
the first place the medicine is administered, and not on the school to be in charge of administering the medication.
Thank you.
But where some meds are time-released or certain specific times, they have to be done in schools. Yes, Dr. Doris?
That's correct.
Okay. Yep,
Thank you.
does that make
I
sense?
should have asked this last time, but I was rereading it.
That's okay. Any other questions, comments on that one? All right, seeing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor? Motion passes. Thank you. All right, moving on to new business. A motion to approve the Auburn Induction Academy proposal, which is what Clarissa was talking about, the new teacher academy, I think was renamed to the Auburn Induction Academy. So I'll entertain a motion to approve. Thank you, Pat. Can I have a second?
Second.
I heard Pam, so thank you, Pam. Questions, comments on that one?
I have a couple questions.
Sure.
I think it's a great idea. I just have a couple questions about whether or not is participation voluntary or required?
Michelle
And-
Gagne, are you still here?
It's required.
Required?
Required.
Okay. And is the time for those meetings, is that included in their contracted hours, or is it outside of
It will
their-
be outside of the contracted hours, but they will be paid.
They will be compensated for
They'll
that
be
time.
It's at the
compensated.
bottom.
Yep.
Yeah, it's at, I think, the bottom of the
It's at the
memo.
bottom of the memo.
Okay.
How much they will be compensated
Yeah,
per
okay.
hour.
Thank you, though. Any other questions? All right, all those in favor? Motion passes. Thank you. Next, a motion to approve the April 2022 finance report as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Brian. Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Dan. Any questions, comments on that one? Seeing none, all those in favor? Motion passes. Thank you. All right, upcoming meetings are listed, and I will call for future agenda items and requests for information. Any requests for information or agenda items? Yes, Clarissa.
I've been thinking about this in the mayor's comment. I know I could visit the schools personally if I wanted to, but I would love to not impose on the schools and see if we can set up any dates where we can.
So
all
after
be-
hours?
Yeah, after
Okay.
hours. I mean, whenever we could go
Okay.
visit, because I feel disconnected
Yep.
or uncomfortable.
Okay, I will pass that one along. Absolutely. Any other future agenda items?
Can I make one note about upcoming meetings? Is I don't think the Health and Safety Subcommittee is
That's-
actually meeting on June 6th.
Okay.
We're just doing an email update.
Okay,
That's
strike
correct.
that
And
one.
DEI is also not meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, and strike that one for June 13th, DEI.
Correct.
I would like to know when the next building committee is
To
going
be
to be.
determined.
Okay.
That one has not been set
When,
yet.
when
we
will that be
did-
determined? Like,
We
when?
did pick a date.
We
July
had
12th.
talked about a date in July, but if there's a desire to minimize meetings in July, we can look at an alternative
Yeah,
date.
It was
Okay.
July 12th. I just
Yeah, it's
looked at
Okay.
my
the
minutes
second-
again today.
July 12, okay. I thought Dr. Brown had said maybe August, perhaps August, but we'll clarify that one. But as of right now, we can put pencil July 12th then, okay? All right, thank you for asking. All right, any other future agenda items? Requests for information? All right, seeing none, I'll call for an adjournment. All those in favor, motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
Thank you, Brian. Have a
Second.
second. Thank you, Pam. All those in favor? Motion passes. We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.